Hi students, I am continuing the chapter application of derivatives and today I am going to discuss some problems related to increasing or decreasing functions. So this is an important topic, so listen carefully. This is our first question. Which of the following functions are strictly decreasing on interval open interval 0, pi by 2? First function is cos x, second function is cos 2x, third function is cos 3x and fourth function is tan x. So in this question we need to find the function which are strictly decreasing on interval 0, pi by 2. Okay, so let's start the solution of this question. Let the first function be f1 of x equal to cos x. Okay, so we know that if a function to be strictly decreasing, if f dash of x is less than 0, we can say that the function is decreasing. If f dash of x is greater than 0, we can say that the function is strictly increasing. So, first of all, we need to differentiate our given function with respect to x. So, we get f dash of x equal to, we know that the standard derivative of cos x is minus sin x, right? So here the given interval is 0, pi by 2. Open interval 0, pi by 2. I hope you remember. In the case of open interval, here 0 and pi by 2 are not included. Okay. So if we take any values between 0 and 90, if I put x equal to pi by 3, f dash of x will become, we know that the value of sine pi by 3, sine 60, right? Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. So it's a positive value, but here a negative is present. So the overall f dash of x will become negative. Okay, so that's why I write a minus sine x less than 0. So if now we get f dash of x less than 0, so we can say that our function f1 of x equal to cos x is strictly decreasing in the interval 0, pi by 2. Okay, I hope you understood. So next I am going to the second function. Let us name it as f2 of x. The next function, second function as f2 of x equal to cos 2x. And here also we need to calculate the derivative of f2 of x. So we get f dash of f2 dash of x is equal to standard form of derivative of cos mx is m cos mx, m sin mx. Okay, so substituting the values here, we get minus 2 sin 2x here. Minus derivative of cos mx is minus m sin mx. So substituting the values of m here m is 2. So we get the derivative of cos 2x by minus 2 sin 2x. Okay. Here our interval is lies between 0 and pi by 2. Our x is lies between 0 and pi by 2. So we can write it as 0 less than x less than pi by 2. But here angle is 2x instead of x. So I am going to multiply throughout this interval by 2. So we get 0 into 2 0, x into 2 2x and pi by 2 into 2 and pi by 2 into 2 means these two will cancel each other and we get pi here. So our 2x angle is lies between 0 to pi. Okay, so we get our 2x angle lies between 0 and pi. Okay, if I take any value, any angle between 0 and 180 degree. Pi means 180, right? So, I put x equal to, I put 2x equal to 30 degree. 2x equal to 30 degree. We get sine 2x. That means sine 2x means sine 30. Sine 30 is 1 by 2. So, it's a positive value. That's why I write sine 2x is greater than 0. But here a negative is present. So, the values become a negative. Okay. So, our derivative now become less than 0. So, in this question, we get our f2 dash of x is less than 0. Therefore, we can say that our function f2 of x, our function f2 of x equal to cos 2x is strictly decreasing in the interval 0, pi by 2. Okay, I hope you understood the second function. Next, I am going to check the third function is strictly decreasing or not. So, let the third function f3 of x be cos 3x. So, the similar way, we know that the derivative of cos mx is minus m sin mx. But here m is 3. So, replacing this m by 3, we get the derivative of cos 3x by minus 3 sin 3x. Okay. So, next I am going to put f3 dash of x equal to 0. In order to find interval, we need to put our first derivative of function equal to 0. So, here f3 dash of x equal to 0, substituting the value of f3 dash of x, here we get minus 3 sin 3x on LHS, and which will be equal to 0. Okay, and from this we can write as sin 3x equal to 0. And we know that sin 3x equal to 0 if 3x equal to pi. Right. So, next we know that our angle axis lies between 0, pi by 2. Right. So, x is an element of pi by 2 that we know that it is given in the question. From this we get 3x equal to pi and x equal to pi by 3. So, we can say that x equal to pi by 3 lies between 0 to pi by 2, our given interval. Okay. Next, we get the point. Next, I am going to divide the interval 0, pi by 2 into two intervals. That is 0, pi by 3 and pi by 3, pi by 2. Open interval. I am going to draw the real line here. Given that axis lies between 0 and pi by 2. But now we get the point x equal to pi by 3. So, I am going to divide this interval into two interval. We get first interval as open interval 0, pi by 3 and second interval as pi by 3, pi by 2. Okay. Next, let us look at the first interval 0, pi by 3. Here our axis lies between 0 and pi by 3. But in our derivative of f3 of x, we get minus 3 sin 3x. Angle is 3x instead of x. So, we need to calculate 3x from the given interval x. So, similarly, 0 less than x less than pi by 3. So, I am going to multiply throughout by 3 in this interval. We get 0 into 3 is 0, x into 3 is 3x and pi by 3 into 3. pi by 3 into 3 and these 3 will cancel. We get pi here. So we get our 3x angle. 3x is lies between 0 and pi, 0 and 180. So if I put 3x equal to 3x is lies between 0 and 180, so I put 3x equal to 60 degree. We know that the value of 3x that is sine 60 is root 3 by t, that is a positive value. But here a negative is present, so it's become a negative quantity. So that's why I write our derivative is less than 0. Okay, so minus 3 sine 3x is less than 0. So we get f3 is our function f3 of x is strictly decreasing in the interval 0, pi by 3. Next interval is pi by 3 to pi by 2. Our f3 dash of x is minus 3 sine 3x, right? Okay. Next, our axis lies here in the interval. Our axis lies between pi by 3 to pi by 2. So, I am going to convert this x to 3x by multiplying throughout this interval by 3. We get pi by 3 into 3. Pi by 3 into 3. These 3 will cancel and we get pi here. So, I write pi here. X into 3 is 3x. Pi by 2 into 3, it will become 3 pi by 2. So, our angle 3x is lies between pi to 3 pi by 2. That is 180 degree to 270 degree. Okay. So, in this question, I put sine 3x. I put 3x as 225. We know that 180 to 270 means it lies in third quadrant. Okay. So, in third quadrant, sign is negative. So, if we substitute any values between 180 to 270, we get a negative quantity, and this negative and already present in this negative, we get a positive value. That's why I write greater than 0. f3 dash of x is always greater than 0. Okay. So, we get our f3 of x is strictly increasing in interval pi by 3 to pi by 2. Okay. So, hence, we get our function f3 of x is strictly decreasing in the interval 0 to pi by 3 and strictly increasing in the interval pi by 3 to pi by 2. So, overall, we can say that f3 is neither increasing or nor decreasing in the interval 0, pi by 2. Okay. Last one is the function f4 of x equal to tan x. And if we differentiate with respect to x on both sides, we get f dash of f4 of x dash equal to 6 square x. Derivative of tan x is 6 square x, right? So, in the interval 0, pi by 2, if we put a value between 0 and pi by 2, I put x equal to 30 degree. We know that the value of sec 30, right? Sec 30 is, sec means 1 by cos, right? So, cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So, here we get the reciprocal of cos 30. Sec 30 is 2 by root 3. Okay, so it's a positive value. So we write f dash of 4x equal to 6 square x is always greater than 0. So therefore f4 of x is strictly increasing in the interval 0 comma pi by 2. Okay, in the whole question we get cos x and cos 2x are strictly decreasing in the interval 0 comma pi by 2. So the correct answer is A and B. Okay, I hope you understood. This is our next question. On which of the following intervals is the function f given by f of x equal to x raised to 100 plus sin x minus 1 strictly decreasing? Our option is first interval is 0 comma 1, second one is pi by 2 to pi, and third one is 0 comma pi by 2. In this question we need to choose the correct options from the given question. Okay, so let's start the solution of this question. Given that f of x equal to x raised to 100 plus sin x minus 1. So, and we know that if f dash of x is less than 0, we say that the function f of x is strictly decreasing, or if f dash of x is greater than 0, our function, we can say that our function is strictly increasing. Okay, so I'm going to differentiate our given function with respect to x on both sides. We get f dash of x equal to derivative of x raised to 100. We know that the standard derivative of x raised to n is n x raised to n minus 1. So here we need to find the derivative of x raised to 100. So comparing these two, n is 100. So we substituting here, we get x 100 into x raised to 100 minus 1 is 99. Okay, so we get our derivative of x raised to 100 is 100 x raised to 99, and derivative of sin x is cos x, and derivative of 1 is a constant and derivative of a constant is 0. So this is the derivative of our function f dash of x equal to 100 x raised to 99 plus cos x. Okay, so let us first take our first interval 0 comma 1. Okay, our x is lies between 0 and 1, and we know that if we substitute any values between 0 and 1 to this x, we get cos x is greater than 0. Okay, and 100 into x raised to 99, and we put any value between 0 and 1, and this is this term will be greater than 0. Okay, 100 x raised to 99 is greater than 0. So from this we get our f dash of x is this term is greater than 0 plus again cos x term is greater than 0. The whole derivative we get it's greater than 0. So in the interval 0 comma 1 we get our function is strictly increasing. Okay. Next let us take next interval pi by 2 comma open interval pi by 2 comma pi. In this function interval, the axis lies between 90 to pi means 180, right? So we know that cos 90 is 0, right? And cos pi is minus 1. So the value is decreasing, right? So we can write it as cos x is less than 0 in the interval between pi by 2 to pi. And 100 x raised to 99, and if we write any angle between or any value between pi by 2 to pi in x, this term is always greater than 0. Okay, and comparing to these two value, 100x raised to 99 is greater than compared to cos x. Okay. So, our f dash of x is 100x raised to 99 plus cos x. This term is very much greater than cos x. So, the overall derivative we get it's greater than 0 or positive value. We get a positive value. That's why I write it is greater than 0. So, we get our function f is strictly increasing in the interval pi by 2 to pi. Okay. I hope you understood, and next I am going to the next interval 0, open interval 0 comma pi by 2. That is our x lies between 0 to 90, and we know that our value is greater than in between 0 to 90 our cos x value is always positive, so we get cos x is greater than 0, and always 100 into x raised to 99 is greater than 0, because if we put any value between 0 and pi by 2, this x raised to 99 term will be greater than 0, and this term is multiplied by 100, and the whole term always greater than 0. Okay, so this is our f dash of x. Therefore, our whole term is greater than 0. So, we get our f dash of x is greater than 0 on the interval 0 comma pi by 2. Okay, so our function f of x is strictly increasing in the interval 0 comma pi by 2. We can write it as function f is strictly increasing in the interval 0 comma pi by 2. So, if we observe first interval 0 comma 1, second interval pi by 2 comma pi, and third interval open interval 0 comma pi by 2, none of the function is strictly decreasing, right? All the function in all the interval the function is strictly increasing, none of them are strictly decreasing. So our answer will be none of these. Okay. In this question, we need to prove that the function f given by f of x equal to log sin x is strictly increasing on open interval 0 comma pi by 2 and strictly decreasing on open interval pi by 2 comma pi. So let's start the solution of this question. Given that our function f of x is log sin x, and differentiating with respect to x on both sides, we get f dash of x equal to, we know that the standard derivative of log x is 1 by x, but here instead of x, sin x is there. So replacing this x by sin x, we get derivative of log sin x is 1 by sin x into, here sin x is another function. So by using chain rule, we need to write the derivative of sin x here. Derivative of sin x is cos x. So we get cos x by sin x is equal to cot x. Okay. So our f dash of x is cot x. So let us take first interval 0 comma open interval 0 comma pi by 2. That is 0 between, here our x is lies between 0 to 90. I am going to put x equal to 60 degree. Okay, 60 or pi by 3. Cot f dash of x is cot f dash of x is cot x. So f dash of pi by 3 is cot pi by 3. Cot pi by 3 is 1 by root 3. So it's a positive value. So f dash of x we get it's greater than 0, right? So in interval 0 comma pi by 2 we get f dash of x is greater than 0. So therefore our function f is strictly increasing in the interval 0 comma pi by 2. Okay. Next let us take next interval open interval pi by 2 comma pi. That is our x lies between 90 to 180. Okay. And 90 to 180. So I'm going to draw the 4 quadrant. Here 90 to 180. 90 degree is here and 180 is here. So it lies between second quadrant. In second quadrant we know that only sine and cosec are positive. But here we get f dash of x is cot x. So it's clear from this figure cot x is negative. So that's why I write cot x is less than 0 here. Okay. So f dash of x, we get f dash of x less than 0. Therefore, we can say that our function is strictly decreasing in the interval, open interval pi by 2 comma pi. Okay, I hope you understood this question. This is our next question. The interval in which y equal to x square e raised to minus x is increasing is. So they have given 4 options. First option is interval minus infinity to infinity. Second option is open interval minus 2 comma 0. Third interval is open interval 2 comma infinity. And fourth interval is open interval 0 comma 2. So we need to choose the correct answers from this option. Okay. So we know that if a function is increasing, if f dash of x is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So given that our function y equal to x square e raised to minus x. So we need to find out the derivative of our function. So dy by dx is equal to, here I am going to use the product rule. We know that uv whole dash is equal to u into v dash plus v into u dash. Here u is equal to x square and v is equal to e raised to minus x. So by applying product rule we get first function into derivative of second function plus second function into derivative of first function, which will further equal to x square into derivative of e raised to minus x is, we know that the standard derivative of e raised to minus x is minus e raised to minus x. So substituting here we get minus e raised to minus x plus e raised to minus x into derivative of x square is 2x. If you observe this term, here e raised to minus x is common. So taking e raised to minus x outside, we get 2x minus x square. E raised to minus x into 2x minus x square. Here also x is also common. So taking x outside, we get x into e raised to minus x into 2 minus x. Okay, next I am going to find out the interval. So put our derivative equal to 0. So I am going to substitute our derivative e raised to minus x into x, 2 minus x equal to 0. We get x equal to 0 or 2 minus x equal to 0. From this we get x equal to 2. So in this question we get 2 points, that is x equal to 0 or 2. We get our function be continuous. Okay. So I am going to draw the real line. So it starts from minus infinity and ends to infinity, and 2 points are 0 and 2. I am going to mark here. So here we get three intervals. First interval is minus infinity to 0. Second interval is 0 to 2. And third interval is 2 comma infinity. Okay. So I'm going to substitute. Let us take first interval minus infinity to 0. Our dy by dx is x into e raised to minus x into 2 minus x. Right. So I'm going to substitute one value between minus infinity to 0. Here we get, if we substitute x equal to minus 1, here this term, this x will negative. Okay, x equal to negative 1, and this term will become e raised to minus of minus 1 e raised to 1, and this term will become 2 minus of minus 1, that means 2 plus 1. So here in this term, here only x is negative, these two terms are positive, so we get the whole product is negative. So I'm going to write our derivative and the interval minus infinity comma 0 is less than 0. Okay, so if we get our derivative is less than 0, we can write as our function is strictly decreasing in the interval minus infinity comma 0. Okay, next let us take next interval 0 comma 2. I'm going to put x equal to 1 here. So this term is positive, 2 minus 1 is positive 1, right? So it's this term is positive. Here x term is also positive. E raised to minus 1 is a positive term, so we get the whole term. X is positive, e raised to minus x is positive, 2 minus x is positive if I put x equal to 1. So in this interval between 0 comma 2, we get our derivative is greater than 0. Therefore we can say that our function f is strictly increasing in the interval 0 comma 2. Okay, next let us consider the next interval is 2 comma infinity. I'm going to put x equal to 3 here. So this term 2 minus 3, that means it's negative, right? 2 minus 3 is minus 1. So this term will become negative. E raised to minus x, that means if I put x equal to 3, this term will become e raised to minus 3. E raised to minus 3 is a positive term, and x is I'm going to substitute x is 3, so x is also positive. So this term is positive, this term is positive, only this term is negative. The whole derivative will become negative. So the interval between 2 comma infinity, the derivative become less than 0. So we can write as our function is strictly decreasing in the interval 2 comma infinity. Okay, so let us move to our question. We need to find the interval in which the function is increasing. So here we get on the interval 0, open interval 0 comma 2, we get our function is increasing. So the correct option is D.